say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the graduation of the class of 2020. The past 4 years of hard work and studying have brought us here to our graduation. Kind of. I know none of us thought that this would be the situation we would be in, or even could have imagined just a few short months ago. Life for us has drastically changed. We have not gotten to experience all of the things that seniors look forward to, like our senior picnic, reality day, walking through the halls of the elementary school in our caps and gowns, saying goodbye to each other and our teachers on the last day of school, and crying together at our graduation ceremony. Even though these things are all important, we have so many good times to remember and be thankful for. Even though none of us could have predicted the last few months, we have all made it through and are here today to celebrate the past 13 years of hard work. Putting these past few months aside, I am standing here today with conflicting emotions, as I am sure many others are experiencing. I am excited and ready for my future, but sad to leave what I know so well. We have been together for 13 years and have so many good memories together. But these past 13 years have prepared us for this day. More specifically, these past 4 years at CHS have given me so many important life lessons that I will carry with me into the future. One of them is to always be kind. Especially in times like these, we need to choose kindness. Have respect for your peers and strangers because you never know what they might be going through. A simple act of kindness may not mean a lot to you, but it could change a person's life. Another lesson that I have learned in the past 4 years is to always stay true to who you are. Don't let anyone else's opinions get in your way of being true to yourself. As many of you know, for me, staying true to myself means always going all out and doing the best I can. I believe I always stayed true to myself the most when it came to homecoming week. Whether it was always dressing up to the max on dress-up days or leaving it all on the dance floor, I was always giving it my all. I don't think I could have been this confident in staying true to myself if it wasn't for my amazing friends and family that never judged me. That I know of. I hope that as we all move on to our future endeavors, you always remember to be yourself and give 110% in everything that you do. Now to the parents and families. Thank you for all of the efforts you put into raising us to be the people that we are today. We could not have gotten here without you. From dropping us off to school on our first day of kindergarten, chaperoning us on field trips, teaching us how to drive, and so much more. Thank you for all of your endless love and support as we move on to our more independent lives. To the teachers, administration, and staff, we as a class thank you for all the time and hard work that you put into getting us to who we are and where we are today. We thank you for always being there for us, whether it was laughing or crying, or even the occasional yelling. We appreciate all of you more than you know. We're all going to miss you so much, but we'll never forget Miss Cleaner's legendary Just Dance battles, Miss Kinchy tripping over air, Mr. Collada's epic fails at juggling his markers, and all of the other funny memories we have. We know that this wasn't an easy time for any of you either. All of the extra time you spent uploading things to Google Classroom, making videos to go with lesson plans, and still finding ways to connect with your students did not go unnoticed. Thank you. And finally, to my classmates. I am truly confident that every one of you will be successful in your future endeavors. I am so glad that I had the opportunity to get to know each and every one of you over the past 13 years. I will and already miss my locker buddies, the late night bus rides back from away games, the hours spent preparing for homecoming, and seeing you all each and every day. But I am so excited to see what the future holds for us. Be bold, take risks, and be courageous, but always remain humble and kind. Class of 2020, thank you for everything.
Hi everyone, my name is Keith Schneider. I'm the principal of Cambridge High School, and this is my address to the class of 2020. To the class of 2020, learning takes many forms. Much of your formal learning is provided by the school district, but you've learned so much through experiences that are taught by your family, your friends. I wanted to share a few things that I learned from my grandfather that I believe will serve you well. But before I get into that, I wanted to talk a little bit about your year. What a memorable year it has been. When I started to plan for the 1920 school year, way back in the winter of 2018, I had no idea that the 1920 school year would abruptly come to a standstill and then have our school year move to distance learning in the final 2+ months. No students or staff in our hallways or classrooms, no band, no choir concerts, no spring sports to really get out and enjoy the wonderful spring weather. Just distance learning. When looking back at your senior year, I thought about the big events that did take place. Let's take a look at some of the big headlines that took place during your senior year before COVID-19. Here is a short list. North Korea and the United States stall on their talks about nuclear weapons. The United Kingdom withdrew from the EU. US and China were in a trade war. Migration of Central Americans grew at the border. The Amazon rainforest burned 80,000 plus acres, I believe. The US House impeached President Trump. The Notre Dame Cathedral caught on fire. The Bryants were killed along with 7 others in that terrible helicopter crash. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced they're stepping away from the throne. In a normal school year, those are big headlines and memorable ones. Now let's look at really what dominated the headlines in your senior year. COVID-19. 1.8 million cases in the US and over 104,000 deaths in the US as of June 1st. Ages 18 to 44 now make up the most cases, followed by 45 to 64-year-olds. Globally, over 6 million cases and over 371,000 deaths. In America, over 40 million Americans filed for unemployment. The Dow Jones dropped nearly 35%. Schools were shut down through June 30th in Wisconsin and all over the country. No school events, no school sports, no professional sports. If you look over my shoulder, I'm a Brewer fan, and so certainly no opening day or going to Miller Park and enjoying the day and grilling a brat and watching a baseball game. Non-essential stores were closed for months, and there were arguments about whether certain things should be essential and not. Gas prices hit 99 cents a gallon. Unfortunately, those are some of the headlines that we'll remember in this school year. Graduating seniors from high school and colleges across the country did not get the normal farewell that they have been accustomed to. Staff and students did not have the opportunity to take their final field trips or even take exams or have field day at the elementary school. And I know many of you know what the field day experience is like as an elementary student. Doctors and nurses were truly on the front lines and worked long hours to help those who were diagnosed with COVID-19. Many Americans had to deal with losing a job, navigating unemployment. Many more Americans continue with food insecurities. Just in our own district, our food service program serves about 300 plus students a day and has served over 20,000 meals through the pandemic. Why do I bring all that up? I do want to emphasize that even during a pandemic, there are things that we should be thankful for. Be thankful if you and your family have been healthy through this pandemic. Be thankful if you and your family have not experienced unemployment. Be thankful if you and your family are not experiencing food insecurities. Be thankful for the 3/4 of a school year that we did have with family, friends, and teachers. Be thankful for the sports you were able to play this year and the memories that you had from years prior. And be thankful for the 99-cent gas, even though, like many, I didn't even get to enjoy it because I didn't go anywhere. Now, back to my grandfather. My grandfather was born in 1899. During his lifetime, he experienced 2 world wars, the Great Depression, and many other challenging events on the farm and while he farmed. He stayed positive, he worked hard, and he always valued education. He, like many others before us, had much harder times than we did, but he stayed focused and was positive. I ask you, the class of 2020, to stay positive, continue to work hard, and value your education. I believe these to be keys for you to be successful, even in trying times. CHS thanks you. We wish you the best in your future. You will be remembered for so much more than the COVID-19 class, truly. Stay positive, continue to work hard, value your education. Stay safe.
Good afternoon, I'm Sophie Grieser, the 2019 Spade Award winner, here to present the 2020 Spade Award winner. The presentation of the Spade Award is a long-held Cambridge High School tradition that can be traced back to 1947. A deserving member of the junior class is chosen by the faculty to be recognized. The Spade reads as follows: in recognition of your high standard of conduct, your ability to assume responsibility and work well with others, your contribution to the extracurricular program, and your striving academically to do your very best, the 2020 Spade Award is presented to Ezra Stein. Ezra will receive this medallion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning into our graduation today. Before I begin my speech, I would just like to thank my family, friends, and teachers for pushing me to do my very best and face every challenge with enthusiasm. I wouldn't be where I am right now without all of you, and I appreciate your unwavering support. I would also like to recognize my pets for being a source of joy whenever I was stressed, especially my goats. My goats that I began raising through FFA have become a huge part of my life, so it's no surprise that I would find some way to talk about them in my graduation speech. After spending about 5 years with my goats and still figuring out how they think and work, I've realized that we all have a thing or two that we could learn from them. They value family and make lasting connections with friends. They find happiness and joy in anything, whether it be a worn-out tractor tire or a 5-gallon bucket. And most importantly, they don't really let anything stop them. As we move on from Cambridge High School and pursue our dreams, this mindset of not letting anything get in our way is one that we should adopt and keep throughout our lives. One of the most frustrating things for my family, but probably the most exciting time for the goats, is when we forget to shut the gate while doing chores and it swings open. The goats rush out before we have a chance to close it, and they bounce around the yard with excitement, completely unaware of our efforts to coax them back in. Although this may be a headache for us, there is something admirable in their happiness and enthusiasm at the opportunity to munch on grass that may appear greener to them. They spend all day looking out from the pasture and longing to roam new land, and when the opportunity arises for them to reach that land, they go for it without hesitation. We should all strive to act like this as we move on to new things in life, especially if opportunities are left completely open to us. We all have our eyes set on some sort of goal right now, whether that be choosing a major, finding a new job, or simply making new friends before college. When the opportunity comes up for us to reach our goals, it is up to us to act right away and not look back. I have already seen you guys do this throughout high school, and it has served you well. Now we must continue to jump on new experiences without hesitation, just as the goats do. However, sometimes opportunities in life don't just jump out at us. Ever since I bought my goats, they have discovered and remembered every nook and cranny that they can sneak out of along the fence. We have spent endless hours putting up new fencing and hoping that they can't squeeze out, but they seem to always find a way. Despite our efforts to put an end to their adventures in the yard and our garden, they persevere and find some way to reach their goals. This situation is very similar to the hardships that we will continue to face throughout our lives. Opportunities very rarely throw themselves at us, and it is up to us to work hard and find a way to meet our goals, no matter what it may take. Our goats could have decided to give up and settled for the grass in the pasture, but they pushed through and found new ways that they could get to the other side and play in the yard. We could choose to back down and let our challenges consume us, but I know that we all have that drive within ourselves to keep pushing to find new opportunities. I believe one of the worst feelings in life would be reminiscing on your past and regretting that you didn't just go for what you wanted. Life will be hard. We may be stressed out and exhausted. We may struggle to reach our goals. But it is important that we take chances and rush towards new opportunities sooner than later. A little extra hard work earlier on in life is hundreds of times better than pangs of regret when it is too late to do anything. Even if you aren't positive about liking something or trying something new, just go for it. It may end up being one of the best decisions of your life. Last summer, I showed one of my goats for the very first time. I was beyond nervous, not very confident, and felt even more anxious for my little show goat, Lacey, who had no idea what was going on. Speaking for the both of us, we were expecting the worst, but decided to ready up, gather a fake sense of confidence, and enter the ring. We probably looked scared as heck and a little bit shaky, but at least we decided to just go for it and not look back. That show ended up being a huge turning point for both of us. Lacey earned a reserve champion ribbon and even helped me to place well in showmanship. From that moment on, Lacey became the sweetest, tamest little goat that I had, and I was able to further develop my passion for goats and become more confident in myself. Looking back on that show now, I'm so extremely happy that I jumped right on in and didn't hesitate. If there's something I want to make clear today, it's that all of you should face life with positivity and know that the possibilities are endless. My goats may just be excited to have the chance to chow on some new grass, but imagine everything that you guys are capable of. I'm so glad to have grown up with such a smart, talented, and outstanding group of individuals, and I know that you all have fantastic goals that you can and will reach. As we move on to the future, keep one thing in mind. Don't forget to live like someone left the gate wide open.
Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2020. At this time, we continue our long-standing tradition of honoring our retiring teachers and support staff. This year, we have 7 retiring staff members. They are all well known to our students and maybe even to many of our guests watching from home. Like our students, our retirees didn't expect their years to end like this, but like our graduates, they're making the best of it. We send them off with our best wishes for long, healthy, and happy retirements. We hope that they will be surrounded by their family and friends doing all of the things that they love to do. Our retirees will be receiving plaques recognizing their many years of service to the school district. This year's retirees are Mary Davis, Susie Solberg, Karen Moe, Deanna Earlywine, Jane Johnson, Cheryl Abel, and Marlene Kutcher. Again, we thank them for their service to the district and wish them a very happy retirement.
Thank you all for being here today to celebrate the class of 2020. Even though we can't physically be together on this day, I am glad that we can celebrate all of our successes and gain closure to the abrupt end to our senior year. Before I begin, I would like to thank my family for helping me to get to this point. They gave me constant support, endless motivation, and all of the help that I could ask for, all while being proud of me for whatever I amounted to. Without them, I would not have had the determination and perseverance that I do today. I would also like to thank my peers and the staff of Cambridge High School. The support that I have felt from my classmates, teachers, and administration is beyond words, and I also truly believe that I would not be here without them as well. I want to talk to you all about one of the biggest lessons that I have learned while at CHS, which is one that I never expected to learn. That is the importance of living life to its full potential. During my time in high school, I have stressed over tests, grades, sporting events, and other class activities to the extent that I couldn't wait until high school was over. I have been looking forward to college ever since I got into high school, and I swear I developed senioritis as a freshman. Even though I was having a wonderful high school experience, each year I was constantly looking forward to Thanksgiving break, then winter break, then for finals to be over, then spring break, the weekend, and finally for school to be done. I stared at the clock for what seemed like days and couldn't wait for that bell to ring. And it seems I may have gotten my wish, with school being closed in mid-March and my senior year cut short. But now, being in quarantine, I have had a lot of time for reflection, which I'm sure you all can relate to, about my time in high school and what it meant to me. I remembered all of my academic and athletic accomplishments and the big moments, such as homecoming and prom, and felt satisfied with what I had done while being at CHS. However, as the days went on, I began to feel sad and nostalgic, and I came to the realization that my high school career and the past 13 years that I have spent with all of you was really over, forever. At first I thought, why are you so sad? This is what you've been looking forward to for the past 4 years. And then it hit me one day as I was watching the series finale of the TV show The Office when Andy Bernard said, "I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've left them." At that moment, I realized that I really took for granted all the times I spent sitting in those classrooms surrounded by all of my friends and teachers just passing the time. I took for granted all of those little memories that seemed meaningless but will remain with me for years, such as the time when the guys shoved 8 forks in an apple at lunch, that other time when we got the dodgeball game at the winter assembly shut down, and all the times we teased Mr. Claude about red and green jokes. I had made so many amazing memories while in high school, but yet I couldn't wait for it to be over, and I didn't appreciate the good old days until they were gone. Now, I hope you all will have many more good old days to come, but these are the things that make life so wonderful and special, the times when you forget about all of your cares, laugh to your heart's content, and really feel like you are in the moment. Thank you.
The class of 2020 advisors will read the names as customary at graduation. Today we have Mr. Benish and Ms. Parrish to read the names.
Nolan Lloyd Adsit. Anthony Paulo Amato. Emily Catherine Ayers. Megan Elizabeth Bolger. Kira Stina Christensen. Monias Jarhan Christian. Aiden Charles John Chia. Colin Jacob Connery. Tyler John Curtis. Austin William Donnelly. Andrew Thomas Downing. Christopher Dean Fry. Amelia Jane Geis. Alex Joseph Jaylene. Matthew William Gratz. Sophie Claire Grieser. Hayden John Hartwig. Sophia Ann House. Molly Adelaide Helberg. Mary Catherine Hummin. Samuel Jordan Hummin. Kirsten Marie Hughes. Emery Thomas Hutchins. Benjamin James Incha. Ava Sophia Yak. Ashlyn Rose Jarlsberg. Drew Michael Jeffrey. Dane Edward Jensen. Kalia Januzzi.
William Frederick Winland Kaiser. Colby Samuel Kapsner. Ansley Glenn Kaufman. Sapphire Rose Knudsen. Gracie Ann Korth. Cody Thomas Llewellyn. Allison Marie Lund. Jordan James Marty. Cooper John Meitner. Nathaniel Stephen Mahoney. Nina Elizabeth Mahoney. Brandon Kyle Negratrios. Kylie Allison Nottestad. Aubrey Lynn Perro. Sierra Jean Peters. Shannon Grace Robb. Clark Matthew Rockwell. Joseph Davison Schneider. Stella Lynn Solberg. Aiden Wayne Stengel. Haley Elizabeth Sundquist. Abigail Rose Thompson. Tyler Donovan Tofty. Karen Marie Vetti. Lily Christine Weiss. Grace Leslie Will. Olivia Sue Williams. Catherine Ann Woolitz. Peyton Ashley Zabel.
Congratulations, seniors. You may now move your tassel from the right to the left.